Hi, this is a review of the Ramos W6HD purchased from MerryMobiles.com. This is a name brand tablet. It's a 7-inch, and we'll get into all that. So let's get to the unboxing. It comes in a nice box here, lift up lid, good graphics. Set that aside. The tablet itself is white, the one that I've received, and we'll get to that in a minute. Set that aside. In the box, you'll find just some padding there. And you'll get headphones, a micro USB cable, not a mini USB, micro USB, and an adapter to give you a full size, and also another little port there. You will find two little pamphlets and a manual. The manual is in Chinese though, so you'll just have to look at the pictures unless you can read Chinese. So we're going to set all that aside, get back to our tablet here. Now, this is a very interesting little tablet. It is 7 inches, similar to the iNol Novo 7 Advanced that I had reviewed before. But this one has a higher resolution screen. This is 1024 by 600. It also has an anti-glare screen, which is great for ebook readers and people who plan to read a lot of books on it. Has a camera on the front and a camera on the back. The front one is 0.3 megapixel. This is running a Cortex A9 processor and has 8 gig of internal storage and is running at 1 gigahertz. And it has 512 meg of DDR3 internal RAM. So overall, it's right on line with most of the devices out there. The Cortex A9 processor is, a lot of the devices currently are Cortex A8. So it's supposed to be about a 20% speed difference. Now, back to the device here. Again, it has a good anti-glare screen. On the top, you will find volume rockers here for, louder or softer. There's a menu button and a back button, and then you have a power button here. On the bottom side, you've got the micro USB port, a reset button, HDMI out, which is always great to have, a headphone jack, and the external micro SD. Flipping it around, this is actually a remote sensor. This is also where the LED shows for when it's charging or not charging. And on this side is actually the power connection, which is the first time I've seen a tablet with a power on the other side. And on the back you have a 2 megapixel camera and the speaker, and you can see it's nice plastic. It feels good. There's some groove and edging here for grip. And overall it's a very light device, feels good in the hands. Now, one really cool feature of this device, it's running Android Ice Cream Sandwich, ICS. And I found this is the first tablet I've used that has the ICS build on it, and it's really quite a nice feature upgrade. Has some really cool features to it, which we'll get into once it boots. Boot time's not too bad with the device, as you'll see. It'll come up here. And overall, I've enjoyed using the device. I've been playing Words with Friends on it. The screen is really nice and crisp, being the 1024 by 600. We'll also try some videos. The wireless is B&G. It's not in wireless, but that's fine. B&G do a great job. And as you can see, it just booted up there. And we're going to just swipe a little, unlock. And again, this is Ice Cream Sandwich. This is not gingerbread. It's not froyo. It's not even honeycomb. It's beyond honeycomb. This is Android 4.0. So you can see that the layout's a little different than some of my other videos. You also have 6 different screens here. And down here you have a back, home, and this will show you a list of programs that are running. We'll come back to that in a minute. Over here, if you touch the time, you can see the date, the time, your Wi-Fi, the battery, and you can also go into some quick settings there. Airplane mode, Wi-Fi, turn on the screen rotate, set the brightness. Right now it's auto. Notifications, you can turn them on or off, or you can go into the settings. So that's a really cool feature to have. Reminds me of some different OSs that I've used in the past. As you can see, all the different Wi-Fis are listed. If you're using a 3G card, you can check your data usage. Turn on airplane mode or connect to a VPN. And again, all the settings are along the side here. You have sound, you can do touch sounds and screen lock sounds. With the display, you can set the brightness, wallpapers, auto rotate. I use the sleep at 10 minutes. You can also change the font size. Under storage, it shows you 512 meg for the space there, and the SD storage. I've got an external SD 16 gig connected, which you can erase, and then NAND storage, it's showing 6.5 gigs total, and you can erase that. If we go into battery, it shows you how much battery usage the device has been on and what's been using it. In the apps, this is where you can manage. You can remove or delete if you need to, uninstall. It also has built-in the move to SD card, and you can show what's on the SDN card and what's not. And it's really cool still having the settings over here and being able to show what you want over there. There's the accounts and sync, location services, security, all kind of the things you've seen before. Looks like you can encrypt this. Language and input, you can do your own personal dictionary, text-to-speech output, you can change pointer speed if you're using a mouse, there's backup and resets, and date and time, the same date and time settings you've seen before. Under accessibility, now this is where you get the auto rotate and web scripts, and there are developer options, which this is new to me, but this is where you can access your USB debugging. You can keep it awake. You can also click this and show where the pointer is when you're tapping or holding, which is really kind of interesting. You can also turn on show touches, and what that'll do is that shows you a little dot wherever you touch. So if you're curious, you can, as you can see, I can do 2 little dots on there. You can show the CPU usage right up there in the corner, and you can force graphics processing unit rendering. So really a very interesting set of options and features. And here you can get the model, W6HD ICS. It's running Android 4.0.1, kernel 3.08. The build was on 12/17/2011. So that is the settings. We can hit the little home button here. Now, to get to the apps, again, it's a little different. There's a little button right up here. You tap that, and that'll bring up the apps. Also, it brings up control for if you want to add widgets to your desktop. Now, I've added a couple apps to this. I've added the Heavy Gunner, the Amazon App Store, Fruit Ninja, Words Free in the System, and Skype, just to test some features out. Now, unfortunately, with the current firmware that's on there, it does not come with the Android market, but there is an option. You can either download the APKs manually and install them, or you can use the Amazon App Store temporarily until the full market is available in the next firmware update. But the Amazon App Store gives you access to most of what you would need. So it's a good standby until they can get that installed. And it does come with an app installer. If you've downloaded or backed up your programs, you can put them on the external SD card, hit the app installer, it will find them, and you can reinstall them that way. So let's go ahead and test some things out. We're going to test the screen. Going to open up Toddler Lock here. And this will show you one touch, very responsive. Two touch, again, very responsive. And currently the device only allows 2-finger touch. There's a chance that it may, a firmware update may enable 5-finger touch, but for now it is just 2 fingers. Going to exit out of here. And let's go ahead and open up another one. I'm going to just open up the App Store here just to show you the Amazon App Store does run, and you can download programs from there. There we go. And you see you could get Netflix from there for those that are diehard Netflix. Now, I have tried Skype with the device. Skype runs, it logs in, and you can do incoming video and audio, but only outgoing audio. Now, there is a newer version of Skype, which I didn't install. I wasn't able to update initially. that may allow video on both sides, but it's hard to tell as things stand right now. Now, what I was talking about, this button here, if you tap this, it shows you which programs are still open and running in the background. So what you can do is, after clicking that, you can just swipe off the programs you don't want to be running in the background anymore, and it closes them out, and now they're not there. So let's go back in here and let's go ahead and pull up a game. We're going to pull up Fruit Ninja. And turn the volume up here. I always like having physical volume buttons on my tablets. Just makes it a lot easier if you need to change something while you're in the middle of a game or a video. So as you can see, Fruit Ninja runs. Performance-wise, I think it could be a little improved, and hopefully the future firmwares will optimize it a bit more. As you can see, it runs fine, runs smooth. Some devices I've seen run a little smoother, but it gets the job done, and the screen quality, being the 1024 by 600, really shows. And the anti-glare screen is probably good when you're in the sun and want to read your books. So we're going to exit out of here real quick. And let's just show you some video performance. The device is solid on its video performance. I'm going to just load up. This is the stock video player. Going to my external SD card. Going to my test videos. And we'll just start with a 720p WMV file. And as you can see, it plays that smooth. No problem there. And let's try the 1080p version of the WMV file. And as you can see, it's still doing a really good job, really playing smooth, which is nice to see. A lot of devices have trouble with 1080p video. And let's go back, and we'll play 1080p MPEG. Now there's some weird little static that comes in, and that might just be my codec. As you can see, the video's playing fine, and maybe in a different player there wouldn't be this little audio static. And let's go with the M2TS file, or AVCD HD. As you can see, there's that little staticky audio thing again, but the video is smooth. And with HDMI out, you can use this device to, output the videos to a TV screen. So overall, this is just kind of a quick overview. The device itself, really nice. It's light, feels good in your hands, and is really comparable to the Novo 7. And I think with some future firmware tweaks and upgrades, it'll get the features that it needs, and some further cleanup there. It would be nice if it came with the market right out of the box, and hopefully once that firmware update is released, that won't be a problem anymore. For now though, you can use the Amazon App Market, or you can download the APKs, or probably someone resourceful will figure out a way to push the market onto it until firmware is ready. But I gotta say, I like the device. I love Ice Cream Sandwich. It really has some great feature improvements over the previous versions of Android. And that alone makes it a good device, along with the screen being 1024 by 600. Really, the quality does show through, and reading ebooks and text will be better also. So that's the Ramos W6HD. I'd say if you're in the market for a tablet, it's a great option to go for, and check it out. Thanks. Bye.